years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Do you remember that clip? The one that echoed across every basketball forum, every sports podcast, every timeline? The clip where Angel Reese looked into the camera and told the world,
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
That's right. She said that, with her chest out. And just like that, the clock started ticking on when reality would clap back. And guess what? It just did. On live TV, a reporter asked Angel Reese the softest, most polite question she'll probably ever get in her pro career.
Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next
getting
question.
Boom, easy alley-oop, right? A chance to double down, show receipts, talk growth. But what did Angel say? Next question. Mics. Drop? Nah, that was a mic dodge. 2 words that sent the internet into a frenzy. You could literally hear the air leave the room. No follow-up, no elaboration, no facts. Just a dodge so clean it should have been in the Olympic track and field relay. And that's the problem. When the moment came to stand on her own statement, she backpedaled faster than a rookie guarding Steph Curry. This wasn't a trick question. It was her own quote. Nobody twisted her words. No one baited her. It was her moment to own or disown it, and she bailed. You can't go viral saying, "They're watching because of me too," and then fold when asked to explain why. If you're gonna talk that talk, you better be ready when the receipts get read aloud. Let's look at her new squad, the Chicago Sky. In 2024, the team averaged 7,115 fans per game. Respectable? Maybe. For a mid-tier WNBA team in a rebuilding year. But for a so-called viewership magnet, that's light work. That's middle row at a high school pep rally energy. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever? Whole different galaxy. 17,274 fans packed Gainbridge Fieldhouse for her debut. Every home game, sold out. Every single one. Opposing teams are scrambling, yes, scrambling, to move their home games into NBA arenas just to accommodate the Clark effect. This isn't hype. This is an economic phenomenon. She's not just selling out games, she's causing venue upgrades. Ain't nobody doubling capacity because Angel Reese is coming to town. Angel said fans were showing up because of me too. But so far, it looks like the only place they're showing up is wherever Caitlin Clark laces up her sneakers. You can't fake star power. The receipts have been printed. The stubs have been scanned. And Reese? She's still looking for the crowd. She said she brought Angel Reese loves to talk about her it factor. The glamour, the buzz, the celebrity appeal. She said she was the reason people were pulling up to games and that she'd gladly be the villain if it meant growing the sport. Okay, so let's test that theory. When Reese returned to her home court at LSU for a preseason game with the Sky, it should have been a homecoming parade. The Pete Maravich Assembly Center fits over 13,000 screaming fans. It's where she won a national title, where her brand exploded. It should have been a sellout. But how many actually showed up? Just over 6,100, not even half full. That's not superstar energy. That's Tuesday night scrimmage vibes. Now compare that to Caitlin Clark's return to Carver Hawkeye Arena. 15,000 fans. Sold out in 45 minutes. People were refreshing ticket pages like it was Beyoncé's world tour. Clark doesn't claim star power. She commands it. Reese has to remind people she's a draw. Clark just walks into the building and people lose their minds. This isn't hate. This is the scoreboard. And Angel Reese ain't leading in any of these columns. Let's talk TV ratings. Clark's debut WNBA game against Connecticut Sun drew 1.56 million viewers. That's the most watched. WNBA game in over 2 decades, Angel Reese, not even in the top 5 most viewed games. The numbers are embarrassing by comparison. When it comes to merchandise and marketability, Caitlin Clark is rewriting the rules. Her jersey didn't just top WNBA sales, it ranked as the #2 best-selling basketball jersey across all leagues, second only to Steph Curry, according to Fanatics in April 2024. That's not just impressive, it's historic. Angel Reese, she didn't even crack the top 10. The difference in star power has become so glaring that it's shifting how the league operates. The Indiana Fever, Clark's team, will have 41 of their 44 games nationally televised in the 2025 season. That's 93% of their schedule. To put it in perspective, the Los Angeles Lakers, arguably the most iconic franchise in the NBA, had only 39 national TV games this year. ESPN isn't giving that kind of exposure to Angel Reese or anyone else. This is Caitlin Clark's league now. Even the WNBA's marketing makes that clear. New advertisements position Clark as the centerpiece of the league's narrative, with tour-style merchandise declaring, "Every game is a home game." The message is loud and clear. Clark isn't just a player, she's the driving force of a new era. When that next question clip dropped, social media didn't just react, it erupted. X, formerly Twitter, turned into a roast session hotter. Then a summer league gym with no AC. And Angel Reese? She wasn't trending because of a highlight. She was trending because she fumbled her own words. People weren't just dragging her. They were holding up her quotes from last year like court. Exhibits. People watch because of me too. And now, next question. That's not a power move. That's a duck, a dodge, and a retreat all rolled into 2 syllables. And let's be real. When you're bragging about past trophies instead of present impact, you've already lost the argument. Meanwhile, Clark's fans didn't have to say a word. The receipts were doing all the talking: jersey sales, sold-out games. Record ratings, corporate sponsorships. Angel brought smoke. Caitlin brought fire and lit the whole narrative up. Reese didn't just lose a press conference. She lost control of the storyline. Here's where it gets surgical. Let's stop playing games and break down what's really happening. Because this isn't just about 2 players. This is about the difference between talking star power and being star power. Let's start with organizational vision. The Indiana Fever saw the Caitlin Clark lottery win and treated it like what it was: a once-in-a-generation opportunity. They didn't just draft her and call it a day. No, they built around her. They grabbed vets like Natasha Howard, Erica Wheeler, and made bold, intentional moves to create a team that could win now and sell out tomorrow. Their whole franchise flipped from bottom feeder to must-see TV in one offseason. Meanwhile, in Chicago, the Sky picked Angel Reese and acted like that was the job. There's no clear plan, no aggressive roster construction, no marketing blitz. Are they building around her, treating her as a centerpiece, a role player, a content creator? Nobody seems to know, not even them. That's not a star system, that's an identity crisis. The Fever knew exactly what they were getting with Caitlin Clark, a culture changer. The Sky? They're still figuring out what they drafted. And while the Fever rolled out the red carpet, upgraded their media presence, and leaned into a full-on movement, the Sky seemed content letting Reese carry the villain narrative on social media. Then panic when that same narrative boomerangs back in press conferences, which brings us to Reese's whole "I'm fine being the villain" thing. She said it multiple times. I'll be the villain. I'll be the bad guy. I'll take that role. Okay, but if you're going to be the villain, own it. Live in it. You can't tell the world you're fine playing the bad guy, then log on and complain about being hated, disrespected, or targeted every time someone critiques your performance, your comments, or your numbers. You can't say, "They're watching for me too," in April and say, "Next question" in May. As Acho said,
Angel Reese, you can't be the big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Because if you want to act grown, which she has, if you want to get paid like you grown, which you are, if you want to talk to grown folks like you grown, which you did post-game when you told a coach for an opposing team, watch your mouth. If you want to tell people get your money up, then post-game when you take an L, you just got to take it on the chin. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed to be the villain. Shout out to you, because you were the second best basketball player on the court, and it was not close. Outside of Caitlin Clark, it was you. 17 and 20, dog. Showed up. Big.
Villains don't duck. They dominate. They lean into the heat. Reese? She dipped out the kitchen when things got spicy. Dan Patrick also explained why. He thinks the debate between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese for the WNBA's Rookie of the Year award has just become a pointless conversation for trolls at this point. As Dan says, Reese doesn't compare to the phenomenon of Caitlin Clark.
Angel Reese is a wonderful player. She just had 20 rebounds. She's a double-double, guaranteed. Absolutely. But anybody who tries to sell you on this is selling you on something to get clicks. That's all this is. This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. And if I said to any of these people who think Caitlin Clark is not the Rookie of the Year, I'd say, who would you want to start your franchise with? Now, I'm not.
He said, Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and way who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball floor. Plain and simple. But we want to make it a debate, and I think that that's just to get clicks. Now contrast that with Caitlin Clark. Clark doesn't call herself a draw. She is one. Clark doesn't say she's moving the needle. She's bending the entire gauge. While Angel Reese is writing captions and quotes, Clark's dropping dimes and draining 30-footers on national TV every week, and breaking attendance and viewership records with every step. Which brings us to the coldest numbers of all, ticket sales. You know what Clark did to the WNBA preseason? She turned it into a damn Coachella tour. After selling out 15,000 tickets in under 45 minutes, the get-in price for the Fever's preseason game versus Brazil's national women's team is $545. The Caitlin Clark effect. Clark Report shared in a post on X. This isn't just about seats either. This is about narrative. Caitlin Clark has flipped the WNBA from niche to mainstream. She's getting 41 out of 44 games on national television this season. For comparison, the Lakers had 39 national games. She's outdrawing LeBron. She's outshining Steph. And she hasn't even played her 5th pro game yet. That's not hype. That's gravitational pull. That's economics. Even WNBA execs are adjusting marketing campaigns to center around Clark Tour merch, primetime scheduling, Fever commercials, and NBA playoff slots. It's no longer a debate. It's a business model. Caitlin Clark isn't part of the WNBA surge. She is the WNBA surge. Let's be blunt. Angel Reese didn't lose this comparison because of one moment, one quote, or one press conference. She lost it because she tried to sell an impact that she couldn't cash in. She tried to write checks with her mouth that her box office couldn't deliver. This wasn't about hate. This was about heat. And when it was her turn to stand in the flames, she grabbed a mic and said, "Next question." Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark didn't say a word. She just kept filling arenas, cash registers, and stat sheets. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the difference between talking it and walking it.